Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It is hour number 2 of the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the dawn of Double or Nothing Day, the 5th edition here in Las Vegas. Very excited to have you all with us. It's a beautiful day in Las Vegas. I mean, another nice 90 degrees and sunny. I hope Tony Khan and the gang are well rested. Kicking it back down at the pool at the MGM as they get ready for what should be an incredible card tonight. Oh man, there's some suspenseful moments. I was talking with some other members of the media yesterday over at AEW Collision, which was a lot of fun and had some, well, shall we say, some chest-pounding moments. Mariah May. Leave it at that. But it was a lot of fun. But it was, there are a few matches I'm not sure what's going to happen tonight. Normally, I'm pretty on top of this stuff. But I am intrigued by some of these today. If you are asking me to pick some of these, I don't know. We're going to get into it as the show goes on. But I got to be frank. I don't know if I could pick even half these matches today, which is good. It's about time. I don't want to know who's going to win. I mean, normally I can go down through these and I'm usually like 11-1. Usually Tony's got about 12 matches on the card. I don't want to be 11-1. I want to be like 7-5. I want to get shocked. So hit me, Tony. Come on, let's do it, man. Let's do it, Tony Khan. Let's wake this thing up a little bit. But it's going to be an exciting day here in Las Vegas. AEW Double or Nothing, MGM Grand Garden Arena. I said still some tickets available, and a lot of them, the ones that are left, I think. I think I did see a couple of resales, but they're down low. But you can get in there for like $30, $35, I think, with the fees. So bring the family down, man. It's going to be a great time, and I promise you're going to really enjoy yourselves. So if you haven't decided if you're going to go or not, the decision is yes, go join us. And here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to get you pumped up for this show. You know how I'm going to do that? I'm going to do that by introducing this guy, Will Ospreay, one of the greatest wrestlers on the planet. We're going to hear from him as he gets ready to face off with Roderick Strong for the AEW International Championship. And believe it or not, we caught up with him at the pool. That's right. They were having some issues with some connectivity stuff, and we actually caught up with Will Ospreay poolside at the MGM. So what do you say we hear from the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay? All right, everybody, and we are on the Mark Hoke Show, and boy, are we live. We've got, well, of course, former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, guy who's got more 5-star plus matches than anybody in history from Dave Meltzer. He's going to be challenging Roderick Strong for the AEW International Championship Sunday at AEW Double or Nothing right here in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. But right now, he's taking a little time at the pool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I am.
Will Ospreay.
I'm actually like rubbing some lotion on my wife's back right now, bro.
That's great. Will, how are you doing, man? It seems like you recovered a little bit from that beatdown on Wednesday.
Mate, listen, I'm in Vegas. I'm going to enjoy myself. I've been told to rest by my doctors until tomorrow where you can get some actual proper therapy done on my body after I got jumped by Wardlow. My head's all fixed up over there. Got a couple cuts over there, but I'm feeling good, my man. I'm by the pool. I'm enjoying Vegas.
Well, I'm happy to hear that, man. So, well, I'm very glad. This is great, man. I've never done a poolside interview before. This is amazing.
Nah, man. I'm a little bit different to everyone else. I'm enjoying myself, boss.
Well, there you go.
I'm not what you exactly call a professional.
That's what you got to do. Well, that's what happens when you're one of the best in the world, man.
I mean, I can only say that's your opinion. That's everyone else's view of me. But I'm just trying to do my best. And if it's not good enough for certain people, I can't really help that. But other than that, man, I feel like I'm doing a good job. Otherwise, I wouldn't be fighting for the international title this Sunday.
Well, this did get a little bit personal now. Of course, what happened on Wednesday. I know you're pretty excited about this match, trying to win this title, but with what happened, man, this is going to get a little nasty, I think, on Sunday afternoon.
I mean, it's always been a bit nasty between myself and Roderick because there's always been that lack of respect between the pair of us. And now things are just escalating. I mean, the blood is on that belt now, and like I said, my spirit is now bonded with that championship. So my duty is this Sunday to rip that thing away from Roderick Strong.
Well, we're going to look forward to seeing that. But, a lot of people have said, of course, that you are probably the best wrestler in the world. How much work did it take to get there? And, we have a lot of people here that on the independent scene that, have a lot of respect for what you do. Tell us a little bit about the road to getting to possibly being the top wrestler on the planet.
I mean, look, it's about humility most of all. It's about realizing that you're not good at everything, and the way that you're going to get better at this is by throwing yourself into the deep end, man. And that's what I did when I went to Japan. I was 22 years old, boss. 22 years old. I didn't know a lick of Japanese at all. Could barely speak English, mate. Could barely speak English as it is now. So for me, it was all about just applying myself and learning from all of my peers over in Japan. Man, listen, I don't say often. I do feel like right now I'm the best in the world at what I do, and I'm doing my very best to just live up to everybody's expectations. But a lot of this is all about humility, and a lot of it is about saying I don't think I'm the best all the time, but as long as I'm giving everything that I've got, I believe in that ring right now, bell to bell. No one's doing better than me.
Well, of course, you're doing an AEW, and I know that was a really interesting decision for you. We've talked about that a lot. But are you happy that you joined AEW now? Because it sure seems like you got a lot of freedom with the family and everything. You got to be excited about being in AEW with all these great talent around you and everything that's happening with it so far.
Man, honestly, I'm enjoying it. And like you said, it was so difficult for me to leave Japan because that was my home, man. That was my bread and butter for so many years. But I can't tell you enough, man. I'm overwhelmed by the response that I've been getting, man. The fact that I've been blessed with this opportunity to be in front of these fans, to be able to constantly go home, to be with my wife and to be with my missus, to be with my kid, and just to look after my family was the main thing. But I can't tell you how blessed and how grateful I am to get to be a part of this industry and get to be part of AEW.
Well, what do you want to get out of AEW? Now, you're going to be one of the front guys for this organization now, and a lot of people are expecting big things out of you and taking AEW to a new level. What do you want to do with AEW now that you're one of the front guys?
I want to inspire, man. My whole thing is work ethic. If you look at any of the matches, and if you take them, whatever you want to take about those 5-star matches, right? Some people can take it, some people can leave it. But the least that you could say about me is that I don't work hard. I work extremely hard. So this is all about laying down a foundation for years to come. I want the Nick Waynes, the youth of AEW to look at what I'm doing, and in 10 years' time carry on that same work ethic, because this has been such an eye-opening experience to leave Japan and England where I was so comfortable, and to come over here and to not take my foot off the gas pedal, my friend, to keep pushing forward and to keep inspiring the next generation, and to spread our wings, man. We showed everyone that All In was a complete success. there's so many more markets of wrestling out there. Japan, Australia, all over Europe, Mexico. I want to go visit everywhere and to show AEW's message there. This is where the best wrestle.
Well, I think one thing that's been very interesting about AEW is it seems like a lot of the great technical wrestlers have ended up in AEW. You know, you and Okada and Danielson. Is that a coincidence, or is that just something that how it worked out? I mean, because it's really exciting to see that style of wrestling going on, you know, and Zack Saber's been making appearances there too. Is that something that just worked out that way, or is that a challenge that you guys were looking forward to taking that style of wrestling into AEW?
Well, for me, man, like just the ideology of what AEW is the catchphrase. It is where the best wrestle. And like certain people aren't gonna like match that style of where the best wrestle. Do you know what I mean? Like, so for me, the whole idea and the whole aspiration of that is searching for the best wrestlers, the best bell-to-bell competitors that there are in the world, and bringing them to AEW. And apparently I fit that mold, my friends. Like, and for me, it's such an amazing experience to get to share locker rooms with guys like Bryan Danielson. It should be applauded so much that Adam Copeland has completely changed from who he was on the opposite channel and has adapted to what our style is. I think he's always had it in him, but like he's now showing everyone that he belongs with AEW, and like what a blessing it is to have that guy in the dressing room. I really do think like if you think that you're the best at this craft, then this is the place for you.
And of course, we're on the Mark Hoke Show with Will Ospreay, who's going to be challenging Roderick Strong for the AEW International Championship. And, you know, I think one thing that I've noticed with AEW is that, you know, you guys are starting to be able to it's a very nostalgic organization, but there's a lot of talk about getting more younger fans involved. And as a guy who's in his 30s, what are you looking to do to try to bring younger fans into professional wrestling and into AEW?
It's always difficult because, like, once again, the sport is always constantly evolving. Using using social media to our advantage, because I do believe, speaking as an ADHD kid, we are currently in like an ADHD generation and people work so hard to keep anybody's attention. So using social media to our advantage by like getting these crazy moments, whether it's like somebody jumping off a cage or the violence that we show, where we can actually show the blood that's coming out of us, and then order a camera backstage to say, get this on camera right now and put it out there to the world. So getting to take full advantage of that. But like our whole movement is like what we grew up watching. Like I grew up watching TNA. I grew up watching Ring of Honor. I grew up watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, Dragon Gate and Noah. So showing that and then putting that over to our youth, because that is what captures the young people's imagination. And once we get that and we combine that with our TV audience, yeah, it's going to be a slow burn, but like within years to come, we'll be talking about this generation of AEW being presented right now.
And of course, you know, AJ Styles was one of your great inspirations. You know, tell us a little bit about the people like AJ that inspired you to get into pro wrestling and what that's meant to you over your career.
I mean, AJ was different, right? Because no one was doing it like he was doing it, right? And then from him came the X Division, where there wasn't about weight limits, it was about no limits. That speaks volumes to our generation, because for years there has been this weird glass ceiling of pro wrestling. This is what pro wrestling looks like, and you either like it or you love it, right? Yeah, sorry, you love it or you don't, right? AJ Styles, for me, broke that barrier and showed us all that there is a different style out there. And not only just that, once that happens, then you started seeing places like Japan come up. You saw people like Ring of Honor putting the camera and the spotlight on pure professional wrestling. It's out there. And that's the best bit about AEW right now, is that it's a complete variety show. If you think that you're the best tag wrestler, oh, we've got that here. Do you think we've got the best high flyers? Yeah, we do, because we've got them all here. Do you think we've got the best storytellers for our current generation? Yeah, we've got that here. And do you want the best bell-to-bell professional wrestling? We've got that. So that's why like guys like AJ inspired our generation into creating that movement.
Man, I got to tell you, I'm already excited for Sunday. Man, you're getting me all pumped up here, Will. This is a blast. I can tell you're excited to be here in Vegas.
Man, like, I'm living up. Can you not see where I'm at, mate? Look at this. I'm enjoying myself, bro. But, like, no, man, this weekend means the world to me. The fact that I am in contention for this belt with the lineage and the respect that it has behind it already, for me now, I know that I can elevate that belt. And I'm so excited because this is only the start for me. The International Championship is only the starting blocks. So I implore all of you guys, don't hop on the train too late. It's my time now. It's now or never. Because once I get that belt, I'm taking AEW to whole new heights.
What's special about Las Vegas to you? I know we just had you here a little bit a while ago when you wrestled Josh Alexander. What does Vegas mean to you, and how exciting is it for all of you guys when you come here? Because it's just a little bit of a different place, as we can see right now.
Mate, of course it's a different place. It's a place to celebrate. It's the place to gamble everything that you have on yourself. Do you honestly think that you are the best? Do you think that your hand is better than mine? Of course I do. And this is why Sunday is so important. I believe thoroughly in my heart of hearts, no one in the world is doing it like me right now. And Las Vegas supports it. If you think that you are the best, bet it all. It's double or nothing, baby. Am I going to walk out with the International Championship? In my heart, I say I am. I believe it, I feel it, and the AEW fans feel it. And that's why I'm going all in for this bad boy.
Well, we can't wait to see it. And, you know, of course, one other thing coming up for you, too. You already did one big show at Wembley. We got another one coming up. What does that mean to you to get another shot to be at Wembley Stadium in front of your home fans and another 80,000 people?
Mate, doing that was one of the greatest moments of my life, man. I got to walk down Wembley Stadium where not even like some of the best wrestlers that you think have walked down, mate. And I wasn't even with the company at that point. Now I'm a fully fledged member. I'm an all elite member, bro. So this is what it's all about for me. Now when we come back, the people have already got a taste. They're starting to see the journey. They're starting to understand the man. But you don't understand it until you come over with me to Wembley Stadium, until you live in that audience with me. Because all those people are my family, man. They've been through every little bit of the journey with me. From wrestling in the Resistance Gallery in Bethnal Green, to the Electric Ballroom in Camden, to York Hall, Bethnal Green with Revolution Pro Wrestling, to the Copper Box Arena. There isn't a better spirit, there isn't a better vibe than coming down to London. Now doing it, times everything that you've ever felt by about 100. There's going to be 80,000 people in there, bro. And I want everyone around there for that journey.
Well, you know what? I think I'm going to get a stamp on the passport this year, Will. You got me excited. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to Wembley, and I'm ready for AEW Double or Nothing this weekend. I can't wait. And I can't wait to see you win that championship.
Yeah, man. Listen, I appreciate the support. I appreciate everyone. I'm hurting and I'm banged up. I've not been allowed to work out these last couple of days because of the beating that I have. I've got tomorrow. That's it. I've got tomorrow, and then I'm back on it. So I'm nervous and I'm scared, but those nerves only fuel how good of a professional wrestler I am, my friends. I thank you all for all the support, and I promise you all, when the lights are on bright, no one performs better than the Billy Gunn.
Well, we can't wait, Will. Hey, and, well, I'm going to let you get back to your wife in the pool, but thank you for taking the time out to join us. This has been one of the most unique interviews I've gotten to do, and got to do it with one of the best in the world. Thank you for taking the time for joining me on the Mark Hoke Show. I do appreciate it, and all the best to you on Sunday at Double or Nothing, my friend.
Yeah, all the best, my friend. Thank you so much for your time and patience. I appreciate you. Thank you for everyone that listened. Thank you for the support. Go to www.awtix.com. See where we're at in your place. Because if I'm here, you definitely know that this place is going to go to the next level.
Yeah, we can't wait. We'll see you on Sunday, Will. Thanks for the time, brother.
See you, mate. Have a lovely day. Enjoy yourself.
You got it. You too. And there you go. Will Ospreay, Poolside. Oh, my God. If you aren't ready for AEW Double or Nothing after that, I don't know what to tell you. You don't have a heart. That was exciting. But, yeah, and, of course, Will Ospreay, certainly one of the most incredible wrestlers to coming along in a long time. And he has just gotten the job done, and he's going to have another fantastic match with Roderick Strong today. I would predict he's probably going to walk out with that international title, but you never know. Got the Undisputed Kingdom behind Roderick, so maybe some shenanigans will happen, but that's going to be a terrific match. And, of course, if you were here for TNA, you got to see him take on Josh Alexander, and what an incredible match that was as well. He is just, simply put, one of the best on the planet, and you have a chance to see him tonight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. So make sure if you got the time, come on down. We'd love to see you. And when we come back, we're going to take a look at that card. It is going to be an outstanding evening. See what we think about what's going to happen tonight at AEW Double or Nothing. So stick around, everybody. We've got a whole lot more here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM and streaming on the Odyssey app, and also live streaming on YouTube and Facebook. I'd love to hear what you think. Who's going to walk out as the TNT champ, the world champ? It's going to be something else. We'll be right back.
.101.5 FM KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, let's do it. Some more pro wrestling at its finest here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the Talk of Las Vegas. You know, we're the top-rated live show on KDAWN. Sunday morning, too. Gotta love that, man. Thank you, all of you, for listening. We do appreciate it. And it is a huge weekend, Double or Nothing. And for anybody out there, hop on into that chat box on YouTube while you're listening to the show on KDAWN or the Odyssey app. Love to talk to you about, get your thoughts about what's going to happen today, or what happened yesterday at WWE King and Queen of the Ring, too. But this is going to be an unbelievable card tonight. Cannot wait. We're just a few hours away. I'm actually going to be heading over there. Well, let's see. Well, it's 9:30 now. I'm going to get over there about 2:30-ish to get lined up. So would love to see you over there and say hi. I'll have this good old Odyssey shirt on. Not changing. At least shirt anyway. But I'm doing broadcasting, so Lord knows what I'm wearing underneath the table. But anyway, thanks for being with us. I'm Mark Hoke. Having an awesome time. And by the way, once again, we will get Dave Penza rescheduled. Promise we'll get him on the show because we want to talk about that book sitting ringside. That is fascinating. The only guy who was employed by WCW from day one till the end. So we'll look forward to talking to Dave. And of course, I want to thank Will Ospreay for taking the time out to join us on the Mark Hoke Show. That was just awesome. I've never done an interview with a guy sitting poolside before. That was pretty cool. He's a great guy, and you could tell just the excitement of him being AEW and looking to try and bring AEW to some new heights. And they've been a little bit down lately, but tonight's going to be a good one. And certainly once again, come down and enjoy what's going to be some awesome wrestling. I'm telling you, everybody. It's going to be fantastic. You have some of the best pro wrestlers in the world on this card. And in fact, let's take a look at that card right now. Looks like on the kickoff show, Thunder Rosa is going to be taking on Deonna Purrazzo. Talk about two of the best women wrestlers in the world. This is going to be an absolute war. They've been jacking jaws at each other for a while. So that one's going to kick things off. Hard to say which way that one. See, this is going to be fun because, like I said earlier in the show, been somewhat predictable who's going to be winning matches. I don't know who's winning that one. I might lean Thunder Rosa on that, but that one could go either way. But two outstanding ladies wrestlers duking it out to get things rolling. The Acclaimed. It's going to be Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, and daddy ass Billy Gunn duking it out with, they are now known as the Cage of Agony. Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony, Toa Leona, who we all know from around here, and Bishop Khan. We saw a lot of those guys here in Las Vegas. All three of them, actually. But the Acclaimed, I lean the Acclaimed on this one. Get the crowd going a little bit. And, of course, we had that great interview with Anthony Bowens that's in our podcasts and up on YouTube as well. Had a lot of fun with Anthony. Got to scissor with Anthony. Yeah, don't tell anybody. But that was a lot of fun. But looking forward to seeing the Acclaimed going at it tonight. This one, and I'll tell you what, did Adam Copeland cut a promo that aired on Collision last night? Good Lord. As he defends the AEW TNT Championship in a barbed wire steel cage match against Malachi Black. And by the way, I walked past Malachi at the hotel last night. Man, that dude's scary. I've heard he's a really nice guy. But, good Lord. Yikes. That one is going to be an absolute war tonight, and I can't wait for that. But that was one we were talking about last night with everybody that was sitting in our section, that we wouldn't be surprised this one going either way. But it's going to be a fantastic match. So, of course, and for those of you WWEers who aren't as familiar with AEW, that's the formerly known as Edge, Adam Copeland. So look forward to seeing that one. But I'm going to lean Copeland, but really intriguing because Copeland would have to join the House of Black if he loses the match. So, that could be entertaining. But Copeland brought up the fact that he may steal away the guys from the House of Black if he wins the match. Called it the House of Blood. I was like, whoa, hey, there you go. Copeland turned the tables a little bit. Great promo. We talked about this one. Roderick Strong, who's going to have Matt Taven and Mike Bennett from the Undisputed Kingdom in his corner. I would assume Wardlow's going to be around as well. Taking on Will Ospreay as he defends his AEW International Championship. That one I would expect Ospreay's going to walk out of there with the title. But, hey, you never know. Maybe, like I said, some shenanigans take place and Strong hangs on. Probably don't want to weaken the Undisputed Kingdom too much, but of course you don't want to weaken Will Ospreay either. So, should be a good match there, but I'll lean Ospreay on that one. Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy as this feud continues. We have a great interview with Orange Cassidy that we did for the AEW Collision show last time they were here, Super Bowl weekend. And Orange Cassidy talking about how, he didn't want his friends to be broken up, him, Trent Beretta, and Chuck Taylor. And, of course, we want to wish Chuck Taylor all the best. Has that degenerate bone issue that may have ended his career. So, wish the gentleman, if he can come back, he can come back, but it may be over for Chuck Taylor. But should be a pretty entertaining match. We'll see if Trent Beretta can get over on this one. I'll still lean Orange Cassidy, but would be a nice win for Trent if he can get it. The Bang Bang Gang, Jay White and the Guns, Austin and Colton, will take on Death Triangle for the Unified World Trios Championship. Of course, they won the Ring of Honor and AEW Trios titles at the last pay-per-view, so they will be defending against Pac, Rey Fenix, and Penta El Zero Miedo. And, I'll lean towards the Bang Bang Gang keeping the titles on that one, but that should be an exciting match. They had some fun last night. Chris Jericho with Big Bill in the corner in a three-way match for the FTW Championship. We can't say what that means. They'll be taking on Hook, who he took the title from, and Katsuyori Shibata. They ended up in a three-way match, and they Hook and Shibata, and they double submitted Brian Keith. Ouch. Not a good spot for Keith. But I would expect Hook's going to get that title back, but you never know if the Learning Tree will hold on to the title. But once again, a lot of these matches, as you're hearing in my voice, very unpredictable. Could go either way. So, pretty cool stuff. Jon Moxley got jumped by Takeshita last night. Well, he faces that man in an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship Eliminator match. So if Takeshita wins, he'll get a title match later on down the road. And you know what? I'm calling Takeshita wins this. With, of course, that bad man, Don Callis, in the corner. Boy, does he get booed out of a building. And then Toni Storm against Serena Deeb. And, oh, man. Tony cut a promo on Serena on Dynamite on Wednesday. Yikes. Of course, Serena talked about the seizures she had that she thought she may have was been losing career, possibly passing away. But Tony, rather vicious. But once again, this is another one that could go either way. I'll lean Tony holds on to the title, but I would be thrilled to see Serena win this. I'm a big Serena Deeb fan, so wouldn't mind seeing Serena win the title. Willow Nightingale, who cut a really nice promo last night, boy, it makes you root for her. She takes on Mercedes Moné, who has her finally, she's going to wrestle everybody. Woohoo! Yeah! Been saving it up, I guess. But she will challenge for the AEW TBS Championship today. And I would predict Mercedes will probably walk out with the title. But there is a rivalry between these two. Of course, Mercedes got injured in a match in Japan against Willow, and Willow beat her over there, so we'll see how that goes. Oh, the Anarchy, that is one of the co-main events. We have the Anarchy in the Arena match as we get ready for the Elite. It'll be Okada, Jack Perry, and the Young Bucks taking on Bryan Danielson, Darby Allin, and FTR in what should be a pretty wild affair all over the MGM Grand Garden Arena. I don't know what's going to happen, but I would imagine the Elite's probably going to win that match, and it'll be another loss for Bryan Danielson. I hope he doesn't win or take the loss, but yikes. But should be a fun match. That will be fun for the fans. I'm hoping there's a fight in amongst the press. We need, it's funny that they never fight amongst the media. We need, what would be good? Well, as long as Darby keeps that flamethrower out of our area. Don't need any equipment getting torched, but, be all right. But I'll lean lead on that one. And then this one, some of us were talking about this too. Swerve Strickland will defend the AEW World Championship against Christian Cage in the third main event. And boy, I'll tell you, some great promo work on this. Of course, a while back when Swerve was messing around, he actually had a while back in a promo had invaded Nick Wayne's home. Well, of course, Nick got him back. And of course, they had trashed a picture of Nick Wayne's family in that. Well, Nick got Swerve back by having a picture of his children and Swerve's children and bloodied it up. Swerve and Christian. And, it's funny because there's a lot of people out there that despite this being Swerve's first title defense on a pay-per-view, there's a lot of people that wouldn't mind seeing Christian get the win here and walk out with the title. I'm going to lean Swerve. But, boy, the work that Christian is doing. And, of course, he's going to have his buddy Kill Switch and Nick Wayne and, of course, Mother Wayne in the corner as well. I don't know. Like I said, I think Swerve walks out, but would anybody be complaining with the work that Christian's doing that he ends up with the title? I don't know. I think everybody wouldn't be that upset about it. Maybe go a little back and forth with these two. That wouldn't be so bad. Having Christian run around with the AEW title for a little bit, just to make him even more insufferable. All right, I can live with it. By the way, in the chat box, Gary Johnson says, violence is wrong, but wrestling is great. I just wish there was a Russian in there getting his butt kicked. Okay. Well, Nikolai Volkov action. All right. Yeah, no Russians for him around. Miro was a Bulgarian. He's not doing anything right now. But, yeah, this is going to be a terrific card tonight. So, once again, AEWTix.com. You can go down and check it out, and we would love to see you down there. It should be something pretty special. I think this is going to be a double or nothing. A lot of people are not going to forget anytime soon. Just because, like I said, I think there's a lot of, for the first time in a while, there's a lot of uncertainty on this card. A lot. So I'm going down here. I'm seeing 1, 2, let's see, 3, 4, 5 or 6 matches on this card that could go either way. And that hasn't happened on AEW pay-per-view in a long time. So we'll see how this all turns out coming up just later on today, right here in our hometown of Las Vegas. So please, everybody, come out, show your support for AEW, and see some of the best wrestlers in the world. I mean, you start running down through here, Swerve and Christian and, Okada on this card. Bryan Danielson here. You got FTR, one of the best tag teams in the world, and along with the Young Bucks. Mercedes Moné making her first in-ring appearance for those WWEers, Sasha Banks, making her first in-ring appearance for AEW. Serena Deeb and Toni Storm, great matchup. Mox is here. Chris Jericho, along with Shibata. You're seeing Orange Cassidy and, of course, Will Ospreay. Adam Copeland. I mean, this Malachi. I mean, this list just goes on and on and on. And it is going to be, like I said, a terrific night for AEW and a terrific night for pro wrestling here in Las Vegas. And of course, then we lead into NXT Battleground too. So it's going to be something. And just come on down. We'd love to see you. So tell you what, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we've got some well wishes and for a couple people who unfortunately are doing some hospital time from AEW, and one who apparently, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, Rick. He is the nature boy. Stick around. We've got a whole lot more to wrap it up here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN, best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. We'll be right back. We'll see you on the other side.
101.5 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
All right, one more time behind the board, shall we? Let's do it. Wrap this thing up, and then we're going to get ready to head over to the MGM Grand Garden Arena for Double or Nothing. Oh, man, I'll tell you what, I'm so excited for this card tonight. I cannot wait. I want to thank AEW for everything they did, getting Anthony Bowens over here for us and Will Ospreay. And what an honor to interview both of those guys. Just a great time. So AEW always treats us well when they're in town, to say the least. So some tough news real quick. Jim Ross, if you didn't hear, he's going to miss AEW Double or Nothing. Actually ended up in the hospital. Apparently had some shortness of breath and has contracted Class A flu and had some raised heart enzymes and breathing issues. Apparently he's doing okay. He's going to be better in a couple of days. But unfortunately, JR had a little trip to the hospital, so we will not be seeing Jim Ross tonight. So sorry to hear that. But JR, get better, buddy. Man, one of the best of all time to do it. So we'll miss you, JR. Kenny Omega has undergone surgery for his diverticulitis. So he had the surgery, that was 10 days ago, but of course he cut that promo before he left and did it in a hospital bed. So we want to wish Kenny Omega all the best. Of course, that's going to be a long road back for Kenny, but we hope he's going to be doing okay. One guy who's recovering, and I can't wait to see him. Maybe he'll pop up tonight. Who knows? But Maxwell Jacob Friedman is on the road to recovery. Fightful Select has not confirmed whether he did have his surgery on his shoulder, but apparently they are reporting that they expect to have him back by the Forbidden Door pay-per-view on June 30th, if not sooner. Well, sooner would kind of be tonight. So brace yourself. We could have an MJF sighting this evening. That would be entertaining. We had another couple interesting stories. Ric Flair apparently saying that, reiterating the thing that he wants to, pass away in the limelight. Of course, he already had said he wanted to die in the ring. I'm like, come on, dude. Nobody wants that. Just, come on, Rick. Rick, no. Just be the other guy. You don't have to be the nature boy all the time, but we don't want that. But a very interesting story about another legend's son. Get this. If you remember when Sting retired, both of his sons came out to the ring and were like, man, they're jacked. They're ready to go, man. But they said, Sting said they have no interest in wrestling. Well, that changed in a hurry. Because apparently Sting's son, Steven, is training now to be a pro wrestler. Apparently, according to Fightful, he caught the bug after he did his thing at Revolution. And he is hanging out with Darby Allin and is training with him. And get this, he is sleeping in a tent in Darby's front garden. That's right. So apparently we could be having another Borden in professional wrestling. So how about that? Sting's son getting involved in pro wrestling. Interesting. So that's a pretty cool story right there. By the way, some TNA news. If you didn't hear this, a couple things going on in TNA. Jordan Grace on the TV tapings, unfortunately for her, and she got a tiny chunk of her ear taken out. Yeah, that's right. On the May 23rd episode of the TNA Impact, she was defending the title against Marty Bell and had a small portion of her ear ripped out by Marty Bell's fishnets. That's not cool. But she did finish the match and successfully defended her title. But yeah, Jordan Grace going the McFoley route, probably didn't need to do that. But so wish Jordan Grace all the best on that. We also have a TNA World title match set up for Against All Odds. And guess what? Moose will be facing, Matt Hardy. So we're going to get Matt Hardy and Moose at TNA Against All Odds. That should be pretty interesting to say the least. Mustafa Ali is also going to be defending against Trent Seven. So that should be pretty interesting. And also, we had the Nemeth boys in town, and they're going to be taking on the system for the Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers for the TNA World Tag titles. So pretty intriguing card there for TNA Against All Odds coming up on June 14th. That is coming to you, let's see, and I apologize, lost the location of where that card is. Chicago, Illinois, excuse me. Also, by the way, spoiler, cover your ears for a second if you need to. Spoiler. Okay, you're done. AJ Francis, of course, who has taken all that flack from Joe Hendry, has won his first title. Congratulations. I give him flack on X, but he won the TNA digital media title. It is his first title in a major promotion, so congratulations, AJ Francis. I'm sure you celebrated with champagne and Cheez-Its. Way to go, AJ Francis. So good for him. That's pretty cool. But, he does a lot of good work. I mean, AJ, for all the flack that he took for that missed dive and everything, and everything that happened in WWE, is a very entertaining guy. And, so for him to win a title and get a little respect on his name in TNA, that's nice. I mean, I'm happy for the guy, and, he's a lot of fun. So wish him all the best, and we'll see. Oh, it's a Joe Hendry, AJ Francis feud in the making. Oh, that'd be all right. I think some people would enjoy that. And kids, that's going to do it for us here on the Mark Hoke Show. Want to thank everybody that, of course, all the outlets that covered our stories and interviews. Want to give a big thanks to AEW, but also, of course, want to thank all of our listeners out there. We greatly appreciate everybody that tunes in every week for our show. But I'm going to see you out there tonight. Come on out. Get down there for AEW Double or Nothing. It is going to be an awesome afternoon and evening here in Las Vegas. I would love to see you. If you catch me, say hi. I'll try and tweet out about where I am. But for all of us at Odyssey and, of course, at KDAWN, we thank you, and we will see you next time on the Mark Hoke Show. We'll let you know what all went down at AEW Double or Nothing and all the rest of the news from the world of pro wrestling, everybody. Have a great afternoon, Las Vegas. We'll see you at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Have a great day.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show, and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.